What's up, Whiskey Chaser fam? Chase back at it again with another install video. Today I actually have something for both bikes, the Sportster and the Yamaha Bolt. It's going to be these two items right here. I have a new seat and I have some handlebars. Handlebars are going on the Bolt, seats going on the Sportster. So as you can see, this thing is just really torn up. The seams are splitting, it's falling apart. This, I believe, is just a generic e-base seat. I'm not sure where the guy got it from. It was on the bike whenever I got it. But this is actually just a generic eBay seat as well. It looks really nice, but we're gonna see how far I can go. I think that this thing probably has maybe about 12,000 miles on it, because the bike has 17,000 miles. I got it when it was about 13,000 miles, and the guy who had it before me was the original owner. We also have these bars right over here. They're a little bit higher, got a little bit more pullback. We're gonna be going on that 1,600 mile ride trip all the way out to Fort Worth, Texas. And so I decided that I wanted a little bit more pullback, a little bit more rise, something like that. Make the ride a little bit more comfortable, all the way down, all the way back to New York City. So I got my handlebars, I got my seat, I got my bag of tools, AKA just a whole bunch of shit I threw in a backpack. Let's get started. So I can already see my first problem. This nut right here, the lug that holds the factory seat on, is in the way of this seat. Not really that big of a deal. The solo seat that I had didn't actually connect to that, so I'm not really too worried about it. I do have a good set of screws and washers for the back fender. I think it'll be pretty secure, so I'm just gonna take that thing off. It does have a little bit of flex here, which I'm not super excited about, but at least it's like solid-ish. What can you expect from eBay? But it's on and it sits down flush whenever I sit on it. So I think that after riding it for a little while, it'll probably sit down a little bit more. If not, I'll just leave it a little while and then, I don't know, maybe get another one, maybe try to fix this one. Not quite sure. All right, so here comes the more difficult part. So I have to be able to get this grip off, take all this, slide it off, take all this, slide it off, take this off to get to the risers. Maybe I think I do, I'm not quite sure. I think that the clutch cable's fine. The brake should be fine because as you can see up here, it has a whole lot of slack. Should be able to pull at least an inch or two up. Throttle cables should be okay. They're routed through here and I can kind of like undo that a little bit if I need to, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is loose, this is loose, this is off, so I have access to the riser bolts, and this is loose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to loosen the riser bolts, slide everything over this way, slide this all off. I might be able to get that grip off before I take the handlebars off, but I'm not quite sure. So I might just have to take this and loosen it up and just completely remove it. Just taking the risers off and sliding everything off because there wasn't really enough wiggle room. So now I'm going to work on getting this grip off. Sorry if it's dark. I'm trying to, there we go. We're going to see if we can do that so we can slide this one off. And then all we got to do is just put the other stuff back on. There we go. Buttoned up, ready to go. It's solid. Everything is not moving, nothing at all. So got the new seat put on the Sportster. Kind of a little janky, but what do you expect for an eBay special? With these things right here, these bars, they're looking pretty good. So I'm gonna pack all my shit up and then take it for a ride, right? We have to. All right. Let's just take a quick little zip around the block. See how these things feel. It's definitely much more forward. I might lean back a little bit more, but I'm not 100% sure. Really just depends on how the ride goes over the next couple of days. Luckily, I can still adjust all this a little bit, so we'll see. Let's do a little ride test, see how we feel. All right, obviously seating position is way different, a little bit more forward. It's not too bad. The turning is way worse, but that's okay. It was almost in like sport bike mode earlier. Yeah, this with the forwards, I think this would be pretty cool. Might have to rock them back a little bit more. I think we will have to rock them back a little bit more because I'm like leaned really far forward on this, but it definitely looks cooler. Looks way cooler. This makes it look like way more bobbery style. I don't feel as goofy because the other way, the straight bars, the flat bars, they're just like right here. You kind of feel just leaned over like a sport bike, and this definitely feels way cooler. It's got a big rise. I think it said like 4 inches, maybe something like that. And I'm really surprised that these work with the stock cables. I did have to pull them out of one of the little ring holders and kind of just push that ring holder back and just let those cables kind of be free. It was the throttle cables and the clutch cable, and then the brake cable was just fine. It was a little tight. As you can see, I have full range, no problems. I pulled it up just a little bit, maybe about 3/4 of an inch, and it gave me plenty of clearance to be able to move these around. So kind of want to see what these are about on the highway. So let's run over and jump on FDR real quick because it shouldn't be too crowded. We can see how these work. What the hell is going on here? These bars with this sound, this thing looks like a fucking sick bike now. Well, it's not too bad. We will have to do a little bit of pullback because I'm stretched. My arms are really stretched forward. That's real easy. The adjustability on these things is really simple. Looks cool. Don't you fucking come over here. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. We're gonna ride up to Empire Harley-Davidson in New Rochelle again. Parker's gonna go on a ride with International Women's Day, Women Ride Day. I'll do that ride. It'll be about 35-40 minutes. See how we feel, and then probably do just a little bit of kickback. All right, see you tomorrow. Ooh, there we go. All right, it is windy up here. I didn't know I was gonna clap myself into a tropical storm. All right, so it is the next day. We're headed up to Empire Harley-Davidson. Parker's in tow behind me. She's gonna go on the International Women's Day ride. So if you want to see that video, go over to her channel and check it out. She should have it up by the time this comes out. So last night I did go ahead and move these bars back a little bit. I went ahead and just busted out the tools, moved it back about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. I'm not really sure, but even that, I am having a lot of reaching issues still, which I think is wild, but I don't know, it's actually not terrible now. Like, at least my butt is all the way back in the seat now, as before. Whenever I rode around last night, my butt was not in the back of the seat. My butt was scooted all the way up on the seat, and that was really, really uncomfortable. But now, I mean, it's still a little stretched out, but it's not like uncomfortably stretched out, and it definitely does still look pretty freaking cool. With the forward controls on there, I definitely can see I would be a lot more comfortable because I would have something for my feet that are kind of pushing up against, as opposed to the mid controls, where my knees are bent so much that my legs, like my feet, are almost behind me. That's how back these mid controls are. The C-Spec has controls that are rear controls. These ones are supposed to be mid controls, but they actually do feel like almost like rear controls. So I think that this should be okay for a setup right now. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna see how I feel. It might just be a matter of me building up the muscle capacity to be able to do it. But I mean, I'm cruising it on 50, 58, and it feels really good. So if I get the throttle lock over here, it's a locking mechanism that holds your throttle in position to maintain, or not speed necessarily, because it varies going up and down, but it holds the throttle to maintain the throttle, and it's kind of like a cruise control setup. I do that and I hit it, you know, about 60 miles an hour. I could see myself riding for a long time like that. What do you guys think? I'm kind of digging them. Like I said, the styling is really sick. I was going to get the Biltwell Keystones, but I felt that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough rise, wasn't enough pullback. I want to give a huge shout out to Big Rob. Big Rob became the very first Patreon supporter, and hopefully more to come. The Patreon is down in the description if you choose to sign up for that. Like I had said in the previous video, is going to be funding this trip out to get on MotoFest in Dallas. Oh man, what a ride. Chile, chile, chile. Alright, here we go. How's it going?
It's going.
How you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you doing today?
Riding with the badass Harley chicks out of Empire Harley-Davidson for International Female Riders Day.
International Female Riders Day.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. About that life. I think all the ladies on the committee will put this all together for us. We're gonna do groups of 10. Groups of 10. Before we go, we're gonna take a photo in front of Harley. Okay.
Alright, heading out from Empire. Gonna be headed to Spectators Bar and Grill. Parker's on.
Hello.
What's up? How was the ride?
It was fun. Super mega ultra fun. Give you a sneak peek. It was super mega dope.
It was a mega dope.
It was a mega dope.
It was a mega dope.
Yeah, man, I had a lot of fun. Met a lot of really cool chicks.
Yeah, it was awesome. Big shout out to Randy for letting us know about that, reaching out to us. He reached out to both of us on Instagram to get us to come out, and we had a lot of fun. If you ever need anything from Empire Harley-Davidson, tell him Whiskey Chaser and Parker The Coyote sent you.
That guy is so cool, man.
Yeah, he was really nice. He gave us some patches, and he gave us these cool little Harley-Davidson power banks.
Been in because I needed one right now.
What do you think of the handlebars?
I think they're super cool.
Some of those old guys at the dealership were like looking at my bike. They're like, what kind of bike is that? It's a Yamaha Bolt. Oh, dude, that thing is sick. Hell yeah, it is.
Dude, it's so cool that guy recognized us at the dealership.
Dude, I know. We got recognized for being on YouTube. Like, what is this world? Hopefully he's watching now. If he is, thanks, dude. You freaking, like, made our day. That was so cool.
Seriously, that was really just like, gave me little butterflies and a little bit of nervousness. I was like, oh.
I know. You didn't even know what to say. You're like, oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so awkward in person as well.
He's like, oh yeah, I follow you guys on YouTube. Parker's like,
I have social anxiety. I'm sorry, guys.
I said, forget about it, cuz.
Don't. Please don't.
3 hours, 6 to midnight, except Sundays and holidays. Today is a holiday.
Is it?
Yeah, International Women's Ride Day.
Don't feel like that is seen as an advice. But I will totally take that. It's holiday for me, celebrating me and my badassery.
That's right. I never would have thought that these types of controls would be cool for me, but man, I like them. So I think we'll tweak them a little bit. We'll see how they feel. I think they're gonna be pretty good, man. Like, I think they're gonna be pretty solid. After I get used to them, ain't nowhere we can't go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a new subscriber, please consider subscribing, because we would love you here in the Whiskey Chaser fam. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I love you. Please don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I have a Patreon now. It is really nothing. These cars are about to hit each other. Yeah, there you go. That's about.
You have a Patreon? What?
That's about how close my Patreon is to being awesome. It's like, it's really not. It's actually very scary. That's how I approach Patreon. It's like, oh shit.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. That scared the fuck out of me.
But yeah, so I do have a Patreon. I also have a contribution link down below, and I have an Amazon wish list for the road trip they're about to go on to Dallas, Texas, to Texas Motor Speedway, to go to Get On Motorfest. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be hard. It's going to be rough, and it's going to probably kill me. But whatever, why not?
I really hope it doesn't kill you because I need your income.
I don't have any income. Well, if people on Patreon subscribe, I might have some income. $1 or $3. You can sign up for that shit. Shout out to Big Rob. Big Rob is the first Patreon. Hell yeah, bro. So, buy stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to Parker the Coyote. She is going to be putting up a video about International Female Ride Day, and it's going to be awesome. See you later. Get off on 3rd Avenue Bridge. Right here, right here, right here, right here.